Hello all, here I am again to talk to you about the portfolio. For some reason, I'm not having any luck getting this to do a slideshow. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's talk about that. So a major element of the OCNI program, which I've hinted at earlier in the day, is this thing called the portfolio. You may be familiar with these from your prior educational experience. It's a collection of your work that demonstrates your ability to meet certain competencies. So what is a portfolio? It is a record of your growth in skills, knowledge, and attitudes as you progress through the nursing program. Now you'll notice that I use this phrase frequently, skills, knowledge, and attitudes, because these are all elements of nursing practice and nursing knowledge. You have to have the ability to do something, you have to understand the theory behind what's going on, and you have to have emotional connectedness and understanding about what's going on as well. So these are all attributes which you will develop as you become a professional nurse. So the portfolio is considered an authentic assessment of your work because it's the actual work itself. It provides evidence of growing competence over time. So as I talked about earlier, one of the foundational concepts of OCNI is that it's competency-based. So you are acquiring these competencies. You're showing that you're competent in different areas, which are competencies that are necessary to be a nurse. So the portfolio measures the progress according to benchmarks. So the OCNI program curriculum is based on these competencies, which you need to attain by the time you complete the program. But as you're moving through the program, you're learning you're assessed at different points. So what one would expect you to do at the beginning level is not the same as what one would expect at the end of the program. And what I wanted to illustrate here is just these different levels. So the portfolio itself is a competency-based assessment. So here's an example of a competency. We kind of looked at this before, but there's the competency that's circled, and then beneath it are definitions. So now we are making use of technology, and we are using the electronic portfolio as a way of collecting this data, so you don't have to lug around these books. And this was what the directions look like, and you can find those in Moodle. They will also be attached to the syllabus as an appendix. So here is some information that you also can refer to. It's also in the folder in Moodle and will be in the description of the portfolio in Moodle under Nursing 110. So one of the things to know is that you will be writing, one of the ways that you demonstrate competency is through projects and assignments. Another way is as you move through the program and you engage in your clinical practice. That means being in the hospital, working with patients. Part of the value of that is not only are you learning the skills, but you reflect on those afterwards and you show how the experiences that you've had in the clinical setting, how you've gained competency in these different areas through a reflection that goes in your portfolio. So you should write a reflection to speak to every benchmark every term, unless there is a project that's addressing it. So this is what that document looks like. Also in this folder for Nursing 110, and will also be attached to the syllabus, is how to write a reflection. So some pointers there is that competency 9 has 4 parts which must be addressed. You can reflect on more than one competency per week, and you can reflect on the SIM, VSIM, or other clinical projects, because we have very few actual clinical days this term based on what's going on with COVID. We had to limit the amount of clinical time this term, which is fine because many programs don't have any clinical in the first term. So we're ahead of the game anyway. So in this term, there will be 2 benchmark assignments. And not only will you complete the assignment, and you will use that as evidence of meeting these competencies. That's competency 2 and competency 10. You will also write a thing called a summary of understanding. This is to show your understanding of how your evidence meets the benchmark. So that is sort of portfolio in a nutshell. And if you have any questions, please talk to me about that. Thank you for listening.